Hello, everyone. This is D Nice over here at the Printed Word Bookstore in Portsmouth, VA, and welcome to an extra special episode of Bookstore Shenanigans. On today's episode, we are wrapping up Women's History Month with a monumental episode. Without further ado, I present to you the owner of the Printed Word Bookstore, Miss Tera Alston. Woo! Yay!
Hello, everyone. Hello.
So, can you please briefly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I am Tera Alston. I am the co-owner of the Printed Word Bookstore located in Churchton, Virginia. I am the owner along with my husband, Terrence. We're an independent bookstore that loves to support the local authors in our community and do things with children. We've been in business for 3, going on 4 years in a couple of months. But yeah, that's us, the Printed Word Bookstore.
All right. So exactly when and why did you start the Printed Word Bookstore?
Ooh, well, it wasn't something that was planned. I have always been a lover of books and writing, and I had the opportunity to open a bookstore. I tell this story all the time. I was just kind of driving by the space one day. I said, I'm going to be nosy and just kind of see what's available. I came up here, talked with the owner, and he was like, so what kind of business? And the first thing popped in my mind was a bookstore. So he was like, oh, that sounds good. Fast forward that like maybe a month or a couple of weeks. And he was like, I've already got an owner. Someone who wants to rent it. Sorry about that. I was like, no problem. And then the person who was supposed to lease the space never showed up. So he called and said, it's yours if you want it. And that was like, I think in May, actually on my birthday, I believe, May 2nd of that year. And in July, we opened our doors here.
Excellent. So, question for me personally, I would like to know, what is your favorite genre?
Historical fiction is my favorite.
And follow-up question, do you have a favorite book or top 3?
Ooh, The Yellow Wife is one, and that's a historical fiction. Takes place in Virginia, so that makes it, extra special. And then a book that I read a long time ago, and it's called The Coldest Winter by Sister Soldier. That would be, I would say, one of my tops. And I don't know about a third one. I don't know. Those are 2 that kind of stick out. One, because it was Coldest Winter was probably the first book that I was like, ooh. And one that you could recommend that people would be like, oh, you should read this, you should read that. Okay. And I read that in my younger days. So I don't know how it would be now for me reading it. But a good book I recommend people, and definitely again The Coldest Winter and The Yellow Wife.
Excellent. So can you tell us, what was year 1 like here at the Printed Word?
Ooh, it was exciting because we came in not being entrepreneurs. We hadn't planned, like we didn't have like inventory setting ready to start when the doors open. So we found out during that time we got a lot of support from our family, our friends, our church, because we didn't have anything. So they gave us all the books. Most of the books we had were donated, and we bought a few ourselves. And so when I go back and look at the pictures, I'm like, man, we didn't have anything in here. But with, again, the support of family and friends, it was pretty easy. It was exciting. So we enjoyed it.
Nice. So how, if at all, do you balance life, being a wife, business owner, entrepreneur, employee, friends, family, life? How do you balance it all?
I don't know. It's I can't say it's hard. Some days it's hard because you're trying to balance, again, like you said, family, business, your work at church, and just try to prioritize things. Some days it works out well, and some days it doesn't. But you just do what you can do. And I think because, as far as the bookstore, we love it. I love it. It doesn't really seem like work.
Excellent. So, from day 1 to today, what would you say is the biggest lesson learned owning a bookstore?
That you're not going to get the support from people who you thought were going to support you, and you get support that comes from people that you least expect. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big lesson that we continue to learn. again, people who you thought would be in your corner, not saying they're against you, but that they would be there supporting you, cheering you on. No, that may not happen. But then people be like, gosh, I didn't think of them. And they end up being your biggest cheerleaders.
So what is actually your fondest memory here at the Printed Word?
Oh, wow. We've had a lot, I think. We had a girls event. I'll say that was something that was surprising. We did event open to teenage girls, and the day we didn't know, it wasn't registration. We didn't know who was going to show up. We just had women from the community that we thought would be positive role models for young girls, and they came in, and we were just like, come. And we opened the place, and it was standing room only. It was so that was, I think, one of the good things. I just think how we've been able to connect with local authors. That's been really good, and we've enjoyed that. Yeah, I think that's it.
So where do you see the Printed Word going this year, and where do you see the Printed Word going in 10 years?
Every year we always say we want to do better than we did the year before. So the first 3 years have been amazing, but there are some things that we know we need to improve on, things that we want to do better or do more of. So this year we'll probably, I don't know, have some more author events, different author events than we've had previous years, and maybe some bigger or well-known authors. And hopefully we'll get to partner with maybe our local library or something like that to bring an author in town. That's one of the things we do want to try to do this year.
Okay. Well, what about in 10 years?
Ooh, I don't plan that far ahead. I don't plan that far ahead. Recently someone came in, they asked, "Did you ever thought about getting a larger space?" I don't know. Will that be something that comes between now and the next 6 years? I don't know. But maybe a larger space if that would come available.
Okay. And lastly, do you have any advice for any women out there who are aspiring business owners?
Don't overthink it. Just, which I didn't. That could be good or bad, but don't overthink it. It definitely, if it's something that you love, just kind of step out on faith and just go ahead. Go ahead and do it. And that's what I did. Like I said, we didn't plan anything. I didn't have like inventory. I didn't have money set aside that was like, okay, this is for books. This is for, building. I just stepped out on faith. So I would say if that's something you really want to do, take God's hand and go for it.
Yay! That is all we have for this episode of Bookstore Shenanigans with Miss Tera Alston. Do you have any parting words for the people?
Come visit us at the Printed Word. We're here 5 days a week, and you can see Denny. She's our lovely bookstore clerk, and she will take good care of you if I'm not here or my husband Terrence isn't here. But again, definitely come check us out. Bye.